Welcome to Game 8 Reviews.
Sniper Elite 5 is the newest entry in Rebellion's Sniper Elite series, released on May 26, 2022 for the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and Microsoft Windows. It serves as a direct sequel to the positively received Sniper Elite 4 from 2017, taking place immediately after the end of the former's Deathstorm DLC campaign. In this game, series protagonist Lieutenant Karl Fairburne is deployed to France to soften German beach defenses for the upcoming Normandy invasion. Along the way, he discovers the existence of a top-secret weapon, which has the potential to turn back the tide of World War II in the Axis powers' favor. Much like the previous games from Sniper Elite 3 onward, Sniper Elite 5 offers massive environments to explore, optional objectives to complete, and Nazis to kill, all in a non-linear manner. But most importantly of all, the series' iconic bullet and trap cams return. Story has never been the Sniper Elite series' strongest point. The story for each game essentially goes like this, with some slight variation. Fairburne gets deployed to a new theater of operations. He finds out about a big bad Nazi officer and his secret weapons project. He finds out where the secret weapons project is being kept. He destroys the secret weapons project. And finally, he kills the big bad Nazi officer to stop his evil plans for good. That statement rings true with Sniper Elite 5 as well. The focus lies mainly with the setting, the plot, and the character development remaining rather straightforward. That being said, there are some definite improvements in Sniper Elite 5's storytelling over its predecessors, such as having improved cutscenes and animations, about on par or better than Sniper Elite 4's. The story itself revolves around the ever-famous D-Day landings in June 1944. Karl Fairburne is initially tasked with linking up with a contact in the French resistance named Charlie Barton. Upon rescuing her, she informs Karl of a high-ranking Nazi named Abelard Moller, which soon leads to him scouring different parts of the French countryside for vital information related to Moller's pet project, codenamed Kraken. What he uncovers turns out to be worse than initially thought, with several secret facilities housing Moller's secret weapons. While the D-Day invasion manages to be a success, the very outcome of the war could depend on Fairburne stopping the Nazis' evil plan in time. The Sniper Elite series' biggest strength, on the other hand, is gameplay, and Sniper Elite 5 is no slouch in this department. We here at GameMate absolutely love the much improved weapon customization system over those of previous entries. Sniper Elite 3 first introduced a limited weapon customization system for all sniper rifles, where the barrels, actions, and scopes could be modified to suit each player's needs. Sniper Elite 4 reworked this system to now include secondary weapons and pistols, but also changed the weapon upgrade system to require players to kill certain numbers of enemies in specific ways, such as shooting them in the head or heart in order to lock these upgrades. For Sniper Elite 5, weapons can now be upgraded at workbenches. These workbenches, which are scattered throughout all maps, also give players access to different types of weapon attachments for rifles, secondary weapons, and handguns ranging from suppressors to scopes. Each workbench unlocks a handful of these weapon attachments, and finding them all gives players the freedom to choose how they want each and every one of these weapons to look and function. The weapons themselves feel punchier and sound more realistic compared to previous entries. While there aren't as many weapons compared to previous entries, previews for upcoming DLC packs have teased the addition of new and returning weapons in the following months. In addition to the usual rifles, secondaries, and pistols, Sniper Elite 5 also introduces temporary weapons. These are weapons either held by enemies or found scattered around the map. While they can be picked up, they cannot be equipped permanently, nor can they replace the weapons the player is currently using, just like in Sniper Elite 4. Instead, they can either be used until their ammunition is depleted, where they are then thrown away, or their ammunition can be taken from them if the weapon equipped is one that can be upgraded at a workbench. Certain temporary weapons, such as the Panzerfaust, PZB-39, and MG-42, are also classified as heavy weapons, and can be useful for taking down large numbers of enemies, or in the case of the Panzerfaust and PZB-39, vehicles, which include tanks. A returning feature from Sniper Elite 3 and Sniper Elite 4 are the collectibles scattered throughout the map. The aforementioned workbenches are in fact one of the new types of collectibles made available, alongside the returning stone eagles from 4. These are all scattered around different locations on each map. Finding them not only adds the replay value of each mission, as some collectibles, such as the aforementioned workbenches and enemy intelligence reports, can prove very useful in completing your mission. In the case of the intelligence reports, they can help players discover information, such as alternate approaches to achieving your objectives or the locations of said objectives. And of course, for those completionists out there, you can also get achievements for collecting a certain number of all these items. Difficulty is divided between Civilian, Cadet, Sharpshooter, Sniper Elite, and Authentic. Civilian is equivalent to very easy, Cadet to easy, and so on. The higher the difficulty level, the more the enemy AI becomes competent. Bullet trajectory becomes more heavily affected, and ammo and medkits become scarcer. The hardest difficulty is Authentic mode, where the HUD, including the indicator normally used to indicate where your shots will hit when using a scope rifle, will be absent, forcing you to rely on your own rough estimates, the wind direction, and your distance from your targets to make the shot count. Alternatively, one can customize their difficulty experience, such as removing the HUD but keeping the enemy AI's competence at marksman level and so on. Compared to previous entries, Sniper Elite 5's game modes are mostly the same as before, with both single-player and cooperative campaign and survival, as well as multiplayer functioning pretty much the same as its predecessors. However, there's quite the interesting new addition for single-player and co-op campaign mode, which we'll be getting into later. The graphics are essentially similar to those of Sniper Elite 4's, making the game's art style more consistent with those of its predecessor. The environments themselves are a colorful mix of greens, browns, grays, and blues, with environments being forest, grasslands, and beaches often interspersed with man-made structures, such as German beach defenses, French and English villages, and wonder weapon testing sites. Gone, however, are the 2D sketches used in certain cutscenes of previous entries, replaced in favor of using either actual footage of the time period or a mix of colored and black and white in-game images, the latter of which is meant to emulate the monochrome cameras of the time period. To us at Game8, this feels like a good move, to make Sniper Elite 5 style a match between Sniper Elite 3, Sniper Elite 4, and Sniper Elite V2, and again the latter of which also uses black and white footage and images for its cutscenes. While definitely an improvement, the graphics also have some flaws. Most notably, some of the gameplay animations look and feel dated and janky on occasion, particularly when trying to equip and throw grenades or when trying to set up traps. There's also a disparity between the cutscene animations and the gameplay animations, which, while not as noticeable, can be a bit jarring for those who have played the game long enough. Overall, however, these flaws are minor and can easily be overlooked, as the environments themselves still look incredibly detailed and depict the French countryside beautifully. The iconic bullet cam that since became a series staple has returned. These activate when the player either fires their rifle and hits a target from a medium to long range, or when a trap left behind by the player is activated and kills one or a number of enemies. For the rifle kills, the bullet is shown traveling from the player's rifle to the targets, with the kill cam ending in the target's bloody and violent demise. What makes these kill cams unique is the rather anatomically accurate X-ray shots that take place when the bullet or explosion devastates the target, with brains getting gutted, hearts getting shot out, and so forth. Playing enough of these games and memorizing these X-ray shots would probably make you a qualified physician in no time. In addition to the usual rifle and trap kill cams, this game introduces kill cams for both secondary weapons and pistols. For the latter weapons, these cameras usually will activate when you've killed your target rather creatively, such as when getting a headshot from a long distance. Campaign mode is divided into 8 story missions, all of which take place on larger, wide-open sandbox type of maps, littered with different kinds of objectives, not unlike those of Sniper Elite 4, its direct predecessor. These can either be played in solo or in cooperative, with another player acting as backup. The main objectives usually include killing certain high-ranking Nazi officers, destroying vehicles or weapons, or sabotaging an installation. Aside from your main objectives, optional objectives will appear around the map as well. New to Sniper Elite 5 are the kill list objectives, which are Nazi personnel whom Karl is tasked with killing in specific ways, such as killing the target with an explosion or dropping a chandelier on top of them.
Got the drop on him.
Doing so gives players access to unlockable weapons, such as the German STG-44 and Gewehr-43, some of the best weapons currently available in the game. For those who like replaying missions, there's also the option to unlock additional spawn points, which are hidden across different parts of each map. Doing so will allow players to start in different areas of the map than they did the first time around. Comparing to previous entries, Sniper Elite 5's map sizes are much larger, dwarfing even several of Sniper Elite 4's already massive maps. Overall, the approaches to completing missions in campaign mode have remained largely unchanged, with the options for stealth, guns blazing, or even a mix of the two. The maps themselves house tons of secrets, from the aforementioned workbenches to hidden ammunition depots usually placed next to them. New to Sniper Elite 5 are zip lines, which allow for players to make quick escapes from one point of the map to another. However, there are also a few issues with new maps, namely the presence of insurmountable low fences and bushes that shatter the illusion of the map being a large open space. Fortunately, these issues don't make the maps any worse, with tons of ground to explore in between completing your objectives. As of the time of this writing, one DLC campaign mission has been released, Target Führer, Wolf Mountain. This mission is available either by separately purchasing the DLC after buying the game, or by purchasing the Deluxe Edition, which comes bundled with this mission. Karl once again must kill Adolf Hitler through various methods, this time in his Alpine residence, the Berghof. Aside from conventional methods such as shooting Hitler in the head, or throwing explosives at him, players can also find some rather creative ways of successfully assassinating the dictator.
Music to my ears.
One of them being his literal downfall.
All dictators fall similarly, just maybe not so literally.
Compared to previous Target Führer DLC missions, this one, thanks in part to its far more open map design, allows for far more creativity and approaches, with no time limit restricting the player on how or where they want to kill the Führer. A completely new mode added to Sniper Elite 5 is called Invasion Mode. As the name suggests, players can play as an Axis soldier known as the Sniper Jaeger, and must hunt down and kill the allied sniper, the latter of whom is in their own single-player campaign. Players who have enabled Invasion Mode prior to starting their campaign will have these Sniper Jaegers hunt them down in an attempt to prevent them from achieving their objectives. In essence, it turns what would normally be a shooting gallery into a suspenseful game of cat and mouse between 2 to 3 players, depending on whether the host is playing single-player or co-op campaign. Both the allied sniper and the Sniper Jaeger can each find out the other's location through the use of telephones scattered around each map, at the cost of also revealing their last known locations to the other player. Alternatively, if both players choose not to use these phones, the locations will be eventually revealed by the game, which creates an inescapable clash between the two. This was by far the mode that we at GameMate enjoyed the most, as the mode significantly changed the overall Sniper Elite experience the most. And it was fun either thwarting your attempted assassin or stopping clueless and unsuspecting players dead in their tracks. While it is a fun experience, Invasion Mode does have its drawbacks. For one, the waiting game for playing as the Sniper Jaeger can be a bit tedious sometimes, with the queue going as long as 20 minutes in some cases. Another is the inability to invade the session of your online friends also playing Sniper Elite 5, which would have made for some interesting and nasty surprises between acquaintances. That said, once you do get into a match successfully, it's still a fun experience. A returning mode from previous titles, Survival Mode, once again returns here, with improvements to the overall formula. Like in previous Sniper Elite titles, players, either solo or in cooperative, must survive and defend up to 4 different command posts against waves of increasingly difficult German soldiers, accompanied by the occasional vehicles. At the time of this video, only 3 maps are available, with a series of missions where different command posts must be defended. However, expect more maps to be added, with upcoming DLC content updates in the coming months. Like in campaign, the difficulty can be adjusted accordingly, from civilian to authentic, with a customizable difficulty option as well. Overall, we at GameMate love this iteration of survival mode a lot, since it fixed so many of the issues from the previous entries. Most notable among these is having to walk between command posts being removed in favor of teleporting the player to the new command post instead, a feature which saves seconds of precious time needed to prepare their defenses. Another returning mode from previous entries is competitive multiplayer. Compared to the other modes, this one feels more like an obligatory bonus, rather than a main selling point. That said, multiplayer still has its share of interesting features, while retaining the series' iconic sniping and gameplay. Modes are divided into free-for-all, team match, and squad match, with the option to opt out of crossplay entirely. This mode was honestly the least that we at GameMate enjoyed, though this was mainly in part due to the other modes offering similar gameplay experience and having more options in their gameplay. Overall, Sniper Elite 5 is a step up from its predecessors, particularly Sniper Elite 4. It improved upon what made its predecessors great, brought back gameplay elements that haven't been seen since Sniper Elite 3, and even introduced a completely new game mode that changes the overall experience quite a lot. And despite a number of graphical flaws, its rather lackluster story, and some issues with invasion mode, it was still a very enjoyable experience. It's because of this that we're going to give Sniper Elite a solid 8 out of 10. Ever since the release of Sniper Elite 3 in 2014, Rebellion has made great steps in improving the series formula with each entry. And Sniper Elite 5 is arguably the culmination of this. We here at GameMate would highly recommend that longtime Sniper Elite fans of shooters, and fans of World War II games in general to pick this game up if they haven't already. We also can't wait for what Rebellion has in store for Sniper Elite 5's upcoming DLC content and campaign packs. Thank you for staying tuned. This is GameMate Information Station, signing off.